Well, hey, folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Unbox. Plane Fairy came again. Double tapped me this time. Brought me that FREEWING F-15, brand spanking new, ain't nobody got. Also gave me an F-35. One, I've always wanted an F-35. Never got around to getting it. So I said, well, now is the time to tell the Plane Fairy what I want. And Plane Fairy brought me 2 planes. So let's unbox the FREEWING F-35. Alright. Now this is a pretty simple bird, 4-channel. You don't have to, no flaps. Does have, no, it's 5-channel, not retract. But doesn't have flaps, so you don't have to worry about that. No, I will not be doing flapper-ons. I'll just bring her in a nice unfolded manual. I'll just be bringing her in a high alpha sort of approach, and that's the way I'll land her. So I've been enjoying high alpha. There's the nose cone, which is in perfect hard plastic, nice condition. All right, got a wing spar there. So, yeah, I've never had much luck with flapper-ons. Maybe I'm just not setting up right or whatever. The idea of losing that, got a little bag of stickers, decals, and then your little goodie bag of your nuts and bolts. You know, make sure you check every little nook and cranny. Okay, here's one of the wings, which I have heard in every video I've seen on this plane says that the ailerons are very twitchy and that the manual CG or the manual settings for your throws is too much, that you need to dial it back for more like a 40% or 50% throws. Foam hinge, so not crazy about that, but this is a 70mm, not one of your big 80s, 80 or 90, but it's got laminate in it. It's quality, looks good. Always keep up with your debris in your little baggies in case you have to send it back for whatever reason. And you pull it all out and everything's damaged, well then you send it back, you just got to kind of remember how you took it out. Got a single lead. Like I said, you do have the foam hinge. It does look like it has some laminate in there, so I'll probably do the hold the foam treatment on it. Big floating horizontal stabs. Very nice. Very good looking. I mean, you can see the individual cells and you really can't feel them. Really good. Fresh blade on that, it's starting to rip. Very nice. Alright. Keep up with all my debris. Make sure you got everything out. Okay. Alright, and here we have fuselage and your vertical stabilizers. There again, you have to hook all that up. I actually like this different color. It's going to help the orientation. Because this plane is going to be a little difficult to see. And your backup hinges in case you want to use them. They did say orientation can be a problem with this plane as far as on a cloudy, dark day. It can be kind of hard to see, but that's that way with any dark gray plane. Very nice. I love that. Looks so good. And then the main event. The main event. The fuselage. Fuselage. Alright, this thing is pretty. Very pretty. And I'm sorry, but I know a lot of things in life that are beautiful. For me, a well-designed, beautiful RC plane, that's a thing of beauty for me. Alright. I think it's got an 80 amp ESC in there, I think. I couldn't really see. Love the way that looks. Got your inrunner up inside of there. Yeah, good looking thing. Alright, let's get over all of our debris collected real quick. Okay. Alright, let's look inside the cockpit here. Oh man. Hey! Now this, here's one I didn't expect. What's that say right there? What does that say right there? And I don't remember seeing that anywhere in anything online. Says reverse brake. Hot diggity dog. That means this plane doesn't have flaps, but that's okay. As soon as I touch down and she's rolling, I'll hit the brakes. Hot dog. Thank you, Motion RC. You did the same thing with the Vulcan. It didn't say anything about reverse thrust, if I remember right, but boy golly, that newer ESC had that installed. Okay. That's very happy. I'm going to be installing a Lemon RX Gen 2 with stability. It doesn't have self-level. None of the Lemon RX Gen 2s, none of them offer stabilized as in self-level. They only offer stabilized mode as in like wind mitigation, like AS3X in the Spectrum world. So, which is all I use anyways. So that works out great. Big EC5. I am just so thrilled to see that reverse thrust because I don't have flaps with this. So now I'm in good shape. Now, whenever you go to build this, these little pieces of tape right here, you'll have to peel them back to get a hold of your servo leads for your reverse, for your rudders. And another tip is when you're flying this plane, you got this great big cheater here, big open cheater. So when you're on grass, be careful getting grass up in there. Stewart on their one of their reviews said keep a long screwdriver with you in order to get that out. So just get your grass out. So let's go ahead and let's see about building this thing. All right, peel that back, pull out that lead there, peel this little piece of gray tape back, maybe, and pull out that lead. And it's got the nice locking, so you can see it against my hand here, the little locking safety locks on there to lock in your servo connection. So let's grab my little lead here, a little bag of goodies, not my decals. Okay, and we're going to have to hook everything up, but I'm not going to do that until I bind the aircraft. I'll do that as part of the radio setup. Let's get our little bag of goodies out here. Okay, I'm sorry. My desk is organized chaos just the way I like it. So, alright, got a little bag of goodies. Now, this, if I remember right, okay, The screws that have the flat heads on them are for your wings. You get 4 of them. The rest of these screws are for to screw, and you should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8. 2 for either side of the elevators, 2 for either side of the rudders, and then 4 for the wings. So let's go ahead and put our horizontal stabilizers on. Okay. Now, anytime you're hooking up any control surface or any servo leads, you see it's got that yellow on there? Okay, when you look at this is where your polarity matters. Okay, they got that painted, but I can tell, see that yellow there? I'm going to make sure that yellow lines up with the yellow on my rudder, on that servo lead. So you're always going to hook it up. If you just remember my mantra, light to light, dark to dark. Light to light, dark to dark. If you do that, no matter what kind of brand of servo or servo lead you have, if you always do light to light, dark to dark, you will never go wrong. And that kind of compression fits right in there, so that's awesome. A piece of tape out. Light to light, dark to dark, and all will be good in your world. Okay? Okay, light to light, dark to dark. All right. Plenty of room to put the lead back down in there. Kind of has a compression sort of fit down in there like that. So that's awesome. Grab my little plane stand, my Ertz plane stand. Okay. Okay. Now I can drive those screws home. All right. Now remember, whenever you're putting these planes together, something to have handy, those little magnetic trays. They just make your world so much nicer. They really do. That way you're not going to lose any of these screws. I mean, I have enough loose screws as it is. I don't need any more. Now, they're Phillips head screwdrivers. Phillips head, so... screws to line up on the rudders, and they're fine now. All right, so let's continue on and put on the horizontal stabilizers. Now, these go in one way. All you're going to do is you got this mechanism here. Make sure this is the bottom of the plane. And all you're going to do is just slide that in there like that. And then you're going to drop your screws down. And they're going to lock into place. In that hinge that we just put in there. In that mechanical hinge. It has a very obvious stopping point. And that's on there. All right, grab our other, sorry to put my head in the way, our other horizontal. It's going to slide right in there like that. And drop in your screws. Like I said, once it gets to its bottoming out point, it's very obvious. And those are on there. So while we've got the airplane upside down, go ahead and pull out your wing spar. Slide it all the way through. You're going to take the side that has a servo out. Pull out your little pigtail just like you had for your rudders. And remember, light to light, dark to dark. Unfortunately, this time they pretty much got it painted. So you may have to take your thumbnail and scratch a little off of the paint to figure out, okay, the light on this one is towards the front, but you need to check yours. Still, light to light, dark to dark. The light was kind of covering it up. So take your thumbnail, scratch the paint off on that aileron servo lead, and match up accordingly. Plenty of room there. Should just slide in place. And now you're going to take that other bag of screws that have the little short, fatter looking screws, and that's what you're going to use for your wing. You get no extra screws, so don't have a screw loose. No extra screws. Not today. One thing that makes this plane very efficient is the entire body acts as a lifting surface. The whole thing is a giant wing, so it makes it very efficient. It's one of the reasons why the military love the plane. Hard to maintain because they've got all kinds of systems, but they are fairly efficient on fuel because of that design, from what I understand. Now, I might be completely off my rocker there. Go ahead and put your nose cone on. It only fits one way. Okay. Again, what I was showing you about that paint, okay, on this one it's a little bit easier to see, but on the other one the paint was covering up the light and the dark, so I couldn't tell which one was my polarity, so I took my thumbnail and scratch that out of there. Scratched off enough paint to where I could see what I was hooking up. Okay, in this case, polarity is this way. Remember, if you switch it up wrong, then your control surface is not going to work. So it's not going to do anything. It's just going to be dead in the water. So you'll know immediately. Light to light, dark to dark. Let that just feed in there like that. Okay. And you should have no screws left over when you're done. There should be no screws loose because you should have none left. All right. Then put your canopy back on. And now you have completed the build on the FREEWING F-35, and that is one good looking model. I cannot wait to maiden this thing. All right, next video, that was the unboxing the basic build. Next video will be the radio setup. Now what I do is I go ahead and I put the radio in, I get her all bound up, okay, get her everything working, and then I come back and I show you what I've done. And that way, if I run into any snags between here and there, I can tell you about them. All right, well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Can't wait to fly this. Motion RC, thank you for taking $299 of my money to buy this plane. No, the plane fairy brought it. Okay. Bye, y'all. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and chance.